Yeah, day 10 in hospital and starting to look like Yasser Arafat. Or maybe I think more like Alec Baldwin after he shot that that cameraman or that movie producer on the set of that movie Rust. Terrible. Will that movie Rust ever actually come out? Imagine if that you know the story, eh? Do I have to go into it? Just maybe briefly. A producer or a cameraman or director on the set of this movie Rust was shot and killed tragically. Alec Baldwin had the gun. He didn't know it was live ammunition. Now he's facing charges. Tragic. And I really like Alec Baldwin, and I just hope he's going to be okay. I'm sure there was no intention, and I just hope he'll be all right. I hope he doesn't get any severe penalty, because he's such an amazing talent. But I've heard him being interviewed 3 or 4 times on Howard Stern's show, and I like him. He's authentic. He's a really nice guy. Imagine if this movie Rust, will it come out one day? I suppose it will eventually, because there are legal and financial issues at play. So the movie will eventually get produced and it will come out. Imagine it gets nominated at the Oscars and Alec Baldwin is nominated for Best Actor. Alec Baldwin wins Best Actor. Like, how awkward would that be? But you know what? Alec Baldwin is mature enough and well-rounded enough as an individual that he would deal with it. I'm sure he would dedicate everything to the woman who passed on. It'll be, no matter how good Alec Baldwin is, let's just face it, will be awkward. So as I said, day 10 in hospital. I can report to you without fear of contradiction that pooing in bed is no longer so taboo. Before it was very taboo. I mean, the thought of pooing in bed. What am I, Amber Heard? No. So the bedpan, you use a bedpan. And if you've never done it yourself, it's not one of those metal things that perhaps you've seen on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or Born on the 4th of July with that Tom Cruise movie where they had a hole in the bed you would go see Born on the 4th of July. Good movie. Very, very harsh. So I'm doing it now. Before I was holding it in. I was doing it like every 3 days because I had to hold it in. Well, yesterday I did it and I had done it the day before and I did it this morning. It's become less taboo. But these nurses are clever. I like them. They're professional. They act like it's no big deal, which I can respect. They're very good. They should get the Oscar for pretending that what is going on is just, no big deal. So I'm dealing with your poo. So I'm wiping your tochas. No big deal. Do this all the time. But so what happens is you call the nurse, you buzz it, and the nurse comes. And she places the bedpan under your tochas and she says, buzz me, I'll come and clean you up. But then when you do buzz, a different nurse comes. So the previous nurse knows what she's in for. So she knows I've buzzed, but she'll get one of her colleagues to come. So the colleague arrives and says, hello, how can I help you? And she doesn't know you got a bedpan. It's like she's been set up. This is what these nurses do to each other. They set each other up. I know what's going on. Very, very, very clever. Okay, so previously I said I'm not watching much TV. I'm sick to death of TV. Not altogether true. I'm still watching TV, but a hell of a lot less. For the first 7 or 8 days, it was just constant. I went through series. I did it all. But I've cut down severely. I was so excited for that movie Equalizer 3, which I've mentioned before, but I wasn't going to watch. Anyway, I watched Equalizer 3. Let me tell you, I highly recommend. It's just entertainment. It's just entertainment. Is it plausible? No. Is it realistic? No. Is the acting really good? Meh. Average. It's okay. In this particular kind of genre, I don't think Denzel Washington, the role doesn't really demand major acting from Denzel Washington. He's a very good actor. He's a fine actor. He's got an Oscar. Did you see the movie Training Day? He got an Oscar for that with Ethan Hawke. This particular role of Equalizer 3, I predict that Denzel Washington will not be nominated for an Oscar. But that's not to say he acted badly. The role just requires him to be this wooden, expressionless, emotionless, hardened, tough character. And he does it very well. The role doesn't call for emotion. The role doesn't call for laughter, subtleties, etc., etc. The role is not demanding. It's probably the easiest. I think it's physically demanding for Denzel Washington. The movie, I think the producers were clever. They filmed it. They decided to go to Italy, so it's very much, the genre is very much in the Italy, in the Italian Naples setup. If you look at the actual storyline it's very much like a Western kind of genre. It's a Western type of story. Stranger in town, baddies are terrorizing or controlling the town. Stranger comes and sorts the baddies out. That very much Western. Very similar, I don't know if you've seen it on Disney. It's very similar to The Mandalorian. Mandalorian also has like a Western type thing. Anyway, Equalizer 3, very well produced. The baddies, their acting, very good. The action, superb. Highly, highly entertaining. This movie is just pure, mindless entertainment. It's wonderful. Are there holes in the plot? Yes. Is it a bit unrealistic? Yes. But what I like about it is that it's not stressful. Whatever happens, you know that Denzel Washington, he's John McCall, that's the name of the character, you know he's going to win. He could have a gun to his head, he could be, he's not going to get hurt. So that's what I like that's the part of the Equalizer series that I really like. You don't feel stressed that the main protagonist is going to die, or even, maybe he get hurt a little bit. I mean, for goodness sakes, the man is shot in the back. He's shot in the back. Granted, it was only a .2 caliber, but True's Bob takes him 3 weeks to recover. Look, it's entertainment. Don't overanalyze. It's lovely. Just accept it for what it is. Skit and donner, mindless, beautiful entertainment. The choreography of the beating up and the breaking of bones, it's just beautiful.